Visionary, welcome to another episode here at the Nothing for Granted podcast. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing why 2022 is the perfect time for you to become a funding expert. I've got some pretty practical reasons for you today, so stick around. It's going to be a good one.
Welcome to Nothing for Granted, a space for aspiring grant writers who are tired of feeling undervalued, underpaid, and overworked by your understaffed nonprofit. Hi, my name is Eliana, grant writer, grants consultant, and freelance coach for Christian entrepreneurs. I live for long-distance cycling rides, iced chai lattes, and outdoor adventures with my 4 little beasts. I teach you grant writing strategies and freelance tactics that set you apart when launching and scaling your Holy Spirit-led business. I too was paralyzed by those questions. So paralyzed, in fact, that I launched my business twice, thinking maybe I should take another training because, underqualification. Well, 5 certifications on my wall later. But what if I told you that with a little basic knowledge and next to no experience, you too could launch a successful and sustainable freelance grant consulting business while pursuing that degree, raising littles, and maybe getting a tan on the beach? Permission granted to stop feeling guilty over leaving behind that organization that has you stagnant and to confidently and boldly step into the most elevated version of who you were created to be. You're here for encouragement, accountability, and a slight tough love kick in the butt. No goals, just standards. Lace up your combat boots, tighten up that ponytail. Girl, it's time to get to work.
So 2022, I really believe it to be just a prime time for you to jump on the funding expert bandwagon. And there's a few reasons why. Fundraising costs are increasing. I'm talking both in staff and actual fundraising costs, all the expenses that you have associated with making a fundraiser happen. What does this mean for you as a funding expert? That the both of you, your fundraiser and your grants professional, you're going to have to work in conjunction. You're going to have to work in collaboration with one another in order to make sure that you have the revenue that you need, not just to open new programs, but to sustain the programs that you already have in place. And so what that tells me in knowing that fundraising costs are going up is that we need to find other ways to get that money that we need. We need to diversify our revenue, which if you guys aren't new here, I talk about a lot. How can we make sure that we have a solid sustainability plan? How can we make sure that we have a diversified stream of revenue? Number 3, and this is perhaps the most important one, contract jobs aren't going anywhere. As you guys can see, we still have so many now hiring signs all over the place. Doesn't matter what store you're going into, they probably have a now hiring sign. Why? Well, because more and more people are seeking flexibility. More and more people are seeking freedom of time, the opportunity to work from wherever, whenever, however they so choose. So if you're not really sure if going freelance is the route for you, totally fine. Start by pitching to your job. Can I work a hybrid work position? Can I work from home a few days a week and work at the office a few days a week? If that is your way of kind of dipping your toes into this freelance realm, if you will, then start where you're at. But this quote unquote trend, it's not going anywhere. People are realizing that there is a huge opportunity. And I'm not just talking about the workers. I'm talking about the employers. As an employer myself, I see so much value in sending home people that I trust to get work done in a more efficient manner because they're working from a space where they're comfortable. They're working from a space where they can easily tap into their zone of genius and really hash out the same amount, if not more work than they would be able to provide in, let's say, a 8-hour workday they could probably do it in 4 or 5 hours because they're in a space that they're comfortable in, and they're in a space where, hey, I don't have as many distractions. I can get the work done and hash it out, and I create my own environment that stimulates me to get the work done, again, in a more time effective and more efficient manner. And 9 times out of 10, the work is probably going to be so much better than what they could have provided you in the office. Now, if we're talking about funding experts holistically, not just grants professionals, but funding experts holistically, then I also want to talk about the increase that we're going to continue seeing in influencer marketing. You've heard me talk before about how there's this huge opportunity with business to business influencer marketing. It doesn't only have to be a single person. Influencer marketing can be business to business. And so I really do feel like whether you're a nonprofit or a small business, you can really tap into this opportunity. And because this is a trend that is not stopping anytime soon, and that there is so much money just sitting on the table for this, I really do feel like 2022 is your year to tap into that skill set as a funding expert, especially as a freelance funding expert, if you can just hone in on how to do it. Okay, so these are my personal 4 reasons why I think that 2022 is the year that you should become a funding expert, really either just growing the skills that you already have or learning a new skill and tapping into this so that you can bring more value to your small businesses, to your organizations, to the entrepreneurs that surround you, and to your circle of influence. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, then go ahead, leave a review. It helps me a ton. And if you're not already in the community, I would love it if you would join us at bit.ly/funding and freelance. It is a totally free community group. You will automatically be subscribed to the emails where I just share a ton of value with you. If you have not already received your peer review rubric, then go ahead and send me an email. Just put freebie at the subject line. Send it to hello@buffaloambitionco.com. Thank you so much for being here with me this Wednesday, and I wish many blessings on you, Visionary. We'll continue connecting through all of the social media outlets. See you on Friday.